What's going on, everybody? RJ Ochoa here from SB Nation's blogging theboys.com. Hope all is well wherever you are. We hope you're happy, safe, healthy, and that you are ready for the NFL draft. It is Thursday, April the 25th, 2024. As Miss Rhode Island once said, the perfect date, not too hot, not too cold. All you need is a light jacket, and all we need is for the right thing to happen to the Dallas Cowboys, for the Dallas Cowboys. We are in a very strange place as a Dallas Cowboys fandom. I understand that, and we obviously have a lot to say. I appreciate those of you who have been reaching out asking about our podcast situation. Unfortunately, I do not have any update for you on that front, but I can tell you that our YouTube channel, this YouTube channel, is going to remain as it was, as it is. Going to try to do as much as I can here. You'll be seeing me throughout everything that is happening during the NFL draft here on the YouTube channel. No live videos, but we will have videos up for you as soon as every Dallas Cowboys draft pick has been made. And of course, reacting to anything and everything that warrants a particular video. If you have any thoughts or concerns or questions or suggestions, you can always hit me up on Twitter or Instagram at RJ Ochoa. But that being said, I'm putting this together for you about lunchtime on Thursday because we needed to have a little bit of a conversation. I recognize there's not a lot of time to do that, so we're going to kind of go ahead and get right into it. And that being said, this is the most important day of the offseason for the Dallas Cowboys. I know that sounds like a hyperbole. In fact, that does not sound like a hyperbole. This is it. This is the most important day of the offseason for the Dallas Cowboys. To be very clear, this was true the moment that the offseason began. The moment that the Dallas Cowboys walked off the field through the bowels of AT&T Stadium to the locker room after losing to the Green Bay Packers, we knew that Thursday, April the 25th, 2024, again, the perfect date, was the most important day of the offseason. Why? Because even if the Cowboys had been active in free agency, their most valuable resource, the most premium asset that they have to their name this offseason is their first round pick, the 24th overall pick, and how they use that will significantly dictate and impact what the upcoming season looks like. So we knew that this was the case first and foremost, once again, as soon as the offseason had any semblance of life. However, that notion, that idea, that disposition has been exacerbated over the course of the last 6 weeks with the Cowboys' reluctance, with the Cowboys' defiance towards free agency, with their complete and total unwillingness to not only improve their roster, but to stop anybody from leaving, and therefore their just kind of total chill attitude with allowing their roster to weaken and weaken and weaken and weaken. So all of the pressure that already existed on this day, on this pick, has been amplified, has been exponentially grown and multiplied and taken to an entirely different level because they have to land this plane. They have to come away from this NFL draft with one of the very best performances of all 32 teams. And I know that we're talking about just today, just Thursday in the first round, but this whole weekend obviously carries that, same level of importance and that same level of significance. And they're up against it. They are swimming against a current in a lot of ways. In case you did not know, Tankathon does a great job of it's a difficult way to kind of parse this, but of ranking the draft capital that every team has, and they power rank them. This is all based on the value that each pick obviously holds. Goes without saying the number one overall pick's worth the most, and the last pick in the draft is worth the least. And you kind of make your way through the old Jimmy Johnson chart, so to speak. That being said, if you add the values of all the picks that every single team in the NFL has throughout the NFL draft, the Cowboys come away with the 30th most valuable draft haul. That means 29 teams have more value of draft capital to work with than them. So we've established that this is the most important day of the offseason. We've established the level of pressure that surrounds this day and this weekend. And now we have established that they have among the fewest resources from an impact standpoint to completely and totally, as we said a moment ago, land this plane. So needless to say, we are in for quite the show in the coming days, one way or another. So hopefully it is in a positive sense, but this is it. this is when Avengers Endgame came out, and we knew like the story's going to end one way or another. And in a different way, a whole new story begins for the Cowboys, because I've said this before throughout the course of the offseason in different places, obviously not on a podcast right now. It's a little sensitive subject, but I have been so frustrated, and I believe that I speak for a lot of you. I don't want to say all of you, but I believe that I speak for a lot of you in saying what has been so frustrating is that we have not had one North Star that everything is kind of pointed in the direction of for the Cowboys. There are so many of you who believe that the Cowboys are tanking, and whatever the case may be, they're not even behaving as if they are tanking. They're not even behaving in, along those lines. It would be fine if they were tanking. It would be fine if they were planning for the future, if they were, executing extensions and things like that to kind of plan for 2025 and beyond. We could at least make peace with that. There would at least be some logic in that. Maybe we would disagree with it, but there would still be some semblance of logic. But there's nothing. There has been nothing but indifference, nothing but treading water, nothing but, you know, just taking up space, nothing but aging happening over the course of the last few months at this point in time. And so that has been a very frustrating thing. But today that all changes. Today the Cowboys are forced to take a step in one direction or another. Are they going to draft a tackle? Are they going to forego the offensive line and do something silly like trade back and draft Jonathan Brooks? There was a report from NFL Network's Jane Slater on Thursday morning that the Cowboys feared if they did get wiped out at tackle, at offensive line, they could trade back. I think the idea of drafting Jonathan Brooks in the first 2 rounds is silly, but if you draft him in the first round, that's a whole different level of silly that I don't know that we're all capable of kind of of handling if we have to, should that ultimately be the result of this all. But that being said, even if they did do that, even if they did draft Jonathan Brooks in the first round tonight on Thursday night, that would at the very least give us some direction to step in. And so I'm anxious and excited to have something to kind of figure out. We've had to watch everybody else start to put the puzzles together. It's kind of like if you watch The Amazing Race, sometimes teams have to serve a time penalty, and we've had to watch everybody watch them come through, and just had to sit there and serve our time penalty. And it feels like finally that's going to be off and over, and we're going to get to at least start to put the puzzle together. And we may fail, and it may be a very difficult puzzle, but the very ability to do so is something that I think we've all been anxious to kind of give our best go at. So I'm excited about, unveiling the puzzle and getting kind of our eyes on it. It's weird to be excited because there's not a lot of that going around. It's been a pretty negative offseason, and I know that I've been negative about this team. I'm, just calling it like I see it, and I'm not going to ever sit here and act like I have all the answers or I know everything or I'm the smartest person in the room. But it's very, very, very difficult to trust the Cowboys. And something I've been talking about with a lot of other content creators, did a great show with Cowboys Beat and Law Nation and Jay Tucker a few weeks ago, or I think that was last week at this point in time. All the days blend together, talking about it on Twitter, on the radio, here on YouTube, whatever the case may be. We've tweeted this question several times at Blogging the Boys. I don't know, and I would love to hear from you if you have the answer, because nobody that I've asked really has the answer. I would love to understand what the Cowboys could do that would get you back. I do not see a world, at least tonight, at least Thursday night, the first round of the NFL draft. I cannot envision a world in which the Cowboys do something to where you go to sleep tonight and you say, damn it, they got me. Damn it, they were right. I doubted them, and I'm back. All right. I've ordered my custom, Jonathan Brooks jersey or whatever the case may be. I just don't know what that answer is. I have a very difficult time coming up with how they can fix all of this, gestures wildly towards everything, in one fell swoop, in one night, even with their most premium asset. But that again kind of represents how much pressure is sitting on this first round draft pick. And that's why I think you have to trade back, not because you're afraid of the challenge or anything like that, but because you have to get the most out of this. This has to be, when you shoot a basketball and you get just the most beautiful, crisp, net swish ever. This has to be that. This has to be the most glorious shot that you have ever executed. It has to be flawless in every way, shape, or form. You have to get so much out of this, and the likelihood of doing that if you trade back obviously increases because you get more bang for your buck. You get more picks, obviously, and so that is why my ideal situation is to trade back. But what is it, RJ? You have all these problems with the team. You've been saying it. What do you want to see them do? Here it is. I've been saying this for a few weeks. My dream scenario tonight, and we'll talk about this obviously in the video that we post after the first round. For Friday as well. We'll do this again. We'll have a lot of videos coming out. I'll have a lot of them here on the Blogging the Boys YouTube channel. Make sure you subscribe. My dream scenario tonight: trade back Jackson Powers-Johnson. That's it. That's what I want. It's nice and simple. If you just pick up a third round pick, I'm great with that. I'm not going to be picky. I'm not going to be upset. I'm going to feel better. I'm still going to be mad about the how and why we got to where we are. But this is my ideal scenario for the Cowboys on Thursday night. Trade back, come away with Jackson Powers-Johnson, and I'm fine if you want to sub in a name for that. I'm fine kind of just having JPJ exist as a bit of a placeholder here. If you want Graham Barton, that's fine. I'd settle for Tyler Guyton. I'd settle for Amarius Mims. I'd take anybody along those lines, but my preference of them all is Jackson Powers-Johnson and some extra draft capital by way of trading back. That is what I want. That is the way I hope tonight, Thursday night, goes more than anything in this world, because because we really need it. we we really, really, really need a win right now as Dallas Cowboys fans. And I apologize once again to those of you who have been looking for our podcast in case any of you somehow missed, because I still get this question on a daily basis. 3 weeks ago, SB Nation shut down our podcast network, and so we haven't been able to figure out a solution for that in the 3 weeks since. But the YouTube channel is thriving and is alive. You will see me here on the YouTube channel. Hopefully, you don't get sick of me. My name is RJ Ochoa from Blogging the Boys, from all throughout the Blogging the Boys universe. If you want to follow me on Twitter or Instagram, you can at RJ Ochoa, or on TikTok at rj.ochoa. We won't be having a live show, obviously, for the draft because that's just the way things are right now. But I will be very active on social. If you want to chat, if you want to talk, on Twitter, on Instagram, I will be in our comment section at bloggingtheboys.com if you want to talk there. I've recently tried to get threads going again at RJ Ochoa there. I will be very online. I'll be posting some stuff on Instagram as well. So if you want to participate in any of that, that would make my heart very, very, very happy. But yeah, let's hope that tonight finds a way to give us that one answer, that what's the way that they could get us back. I would love that more than anything, and I think you would too. I do think I speak for all of you in that sense. So yeah, let's go ahead and let's chunk some deuces. Let's get out of here, and I cannot wait to see you tonight and hopefully celebrate what was a prosperous first round for the Dallas Cowboys. Please make sure, again, especially as we don't have a podcast home right now, to subscribe to our channel, to like the video, to share it with your friends, other Cowboys fans. Those things really help us out a lot. And as we're trying to figure things out, this YouTube channel is our only kind of portal to all of that. So if you can help us, we would greatly, greatly, greatly appreciate it. So yeah, let's have a draft. I hope whatever you're eating is delicious, and I can't wait to see you later on this evening. Enjoy the draft, and we'll see you soon.